What's going on, people? It's your boy, brasstax, baby. What's going on? Had a pretty eventful day today. Just came back from watching Hustlers. If you guys want a review, just let me know. But forget all that. We're here to talk about Dark Phoenix, X-Men. You know, I think X-Men's going the same route as the Terminator franchise. Every episode, every movie feels like a reboot or a remix of some kind. Don't you find? Magneto and Dr. Xavier are always pitted against each other, and then they kind of chill out and become cool, and then they pitted against each other, then they chill out and become cool. What can you do? A lot of people didn't really like this movie. I thought it was okay. I didn't think it was too bad. I'm just trying to figure out whether did we ask for this? I need to know, did we ask for this movie? Because I saw the trailers and I was totally indifferent to that bitch. I don't know what to say. But it did bomb, it did horribly. Took 200 million to make. Made 260 million. Globally. That's messed up. This may sound controversial to you guys, but I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. Because I was thinking it whilst I was watching this movie. Sophie Turner can't act. I have a hard time believing her in this movie. I know she's in Game of Thrones and, you know, I don't know, she just looked miserable in that, but maybe she was supposed to, and maybe I thought, wow, she's really good at acting miserable. She looked miserable in this bitch. I'll tell you someone else who looked miserable, Jennifer Lawrence. The interviews that she said she didn't want to wear the makeup anymore and she was pretty much bored with it. This is the most phoned in performance I've seen of hers ever. She looked like she wanted to go in, get out. And, you know, if you watch the movie, makes sense. Everything that happens in there makes sense. But anyway, enough about that. Let's get on to the transfer. You got the black bars shot in 2.8K and 3.4K respectively. Visual effects 2K, digital intermediate 2K, Dolby Atmos sound, HDR10 plus, baby. Nasty. Now, I've watched the previous X-Men movies, and I will say that the best looking one, and even a reference quality disc, X-Men Apocalypse, that shit looked amazing in 4K, and it looked amazing in 3D. That's a double dip. Both of them are A1 transfers. So I'm gonna hold it against that one. I'm gonna measure it against that bitch. And guess what? Apocalypse is still the king. This is a good transfer. It is a nice upgrade. It's a very noticeable upgrade. It's not on the same level as Apocalypse, but it is a very nice transfer. Up close and personal, reveal a lot of details, a lot of individual hair strands. Can I just say, do you want to know what Michael Fassbender and my ballsack have in common? They're both wrinkly as shit. I ain't gonna lie to you. 4K revealing that. 4K revealing textures and clothing. Leaves on the trees and shit. Brickwork and what have you. 4K detail. Great depth, great layers, foreground, background, great space between characters, and what have you. Black levels are dark and inky throughout. I think I may have seen a couple of instances of it being slightly grayed out, but for the most part, it's tasty. Visual effects look decent too. I'm trying to remember whether I saw anything offensive in that sense. No, not really. Not really, but it all looked pretty good. Can I just say, the one thing that saves this movie, when everything really kicks in, a long sequence that takes place on a train. Absolutely amazing. Best part of the movie. I mean, if you're gonna watch it, you should watch it for that scene. That scene is kick-ass. So you wanna know what the HDR is like? You're in the school for the gifted. You're chilling out. You're an intern. You don't really have any special powers. You're helping out Dr. Xavier because, you know, he needs the help at this point. You and Mystique hit it off. You figure out that you guys got a lot in common. Words turn to conversation. Conversation turns to laugh. Laugh turns to flirting. It progresses from there, if you get what I'm saying. One evening, she's looking at you, looking at her, looking at you. She's saying, you know what, baby? I want to take it to the next level. I want to do something really special for you. And you got the Joker smile in this bitch. You know, the Jack Nicholson Joker smile. You're that happy. She's like, I know a place, a secret room. Takes you by the hand, drags you to the room, and she said, you know what? Who do you want me to be? Because she can be anyone you want. You had an amazing night with Jennifer Lopez, Iggy Azalea, Don't like her music, but she hot. Let's not play around. Halle Berry, Salma Hayek, she was 10 different people in that night. You had the time of your life. That's what the HDR is like. Great use of color, great pop in the color throughout, a very obvious wider color at work here. Blacks are a bit more inky, brights are a bit more squinty. There are explosions, lasers, and all sorts popping out of the screen. You feel like you getting lasered in this bitch. Vibrancy is really good on this. You know you're watching a 4K disc. There's things that a 1080p Blu-ray just can't do anymore. 1080p Blu-ray just isn't cutting it anymore. 4K is where we're at, and HDR is flexing its muscles. Not all the time, but enough for you to pay attention. HDR 10 Plus kicks it up another notch. It gets crazy. It's an upgrade for sure. What HDR 10 Plus does, in this case, is it refines it more. Imagine, if you will, HDR is a splash of color on a 4K image, right? What HDR 10 is, you're using the same paint, but you're using different brush strokes. Getting into the nitty gritty. More customized for the movie you're watching, if you get what I'm saying. HDR 10 Plus is a better experience, but it's not better by much. If Michael Fassbender or McAvoy aren't enough for your girl, you tell her to go sit on the woofer and see what happens. You know what's gonna happen? There's gonna be a lot of crispy dialogue, which is gonna cause tingly sensations. There are also a lot of bassy sounds, which cause vibrations. It's kind of like being massaged from both sides, if you get what I'm saying. Everything's gonna be a bit of a slow burn for her. But when it gets to the point, the train sequence, you got sound coming from all around. There is a bit in the movie where the train is spinning, and you hear sounds spinning with you, up above, down below. So when the sound's gonna be spinning, the bootay is gonna be spinning. There are some panty dropping moments in this, 100%. They're not consistent, but they kick in, I guess, when they're supposed to. So audio is great. And there you have it, people. If you're an X-Men enthusiast and you can ignore some of the SJW bullshit, then you may enjoy this movie. I thought it was okay. There are a couple of scenes that really do save this movie, a couple of sequences like I mentioned before. It is a very, very noticeable upgrade in terms of color, picture density, and resolution. It is also an upgrade in sound. If you're one of the 3 people that love the movie, I'd say pick it up. I'm gonna give the picture quality an 8. And I'm gonna give the sound quality the same. That's the way it is, people. Alright guys, you take care. I'll see you soon.